Good morning, welcome to another video. It's a very free spinning video today. We have a new bottom bracket. It's amazing. So as you can see, it's a glorious morning. Not a cloud in the sky. And of course, I'm doing the usual thing, opting to talk to you guys while I'm going up a hill. I think I may wait until I get to the top. So if you saw one of the last couple of videos, you'll see that I went up to meet Hambini of bottom bracket fame, the famous YouTube roaster. And if you're a regular viewer, you will definitely know of my bottom bracket woes. 4 in 2 years since I've had the trek checkpoint. So we finally got to the bottom of the reason for it, which was basically an undersized bottom bracket shout on the drive side, which naturally would have been crushing the previous bearings, and also explains why they were bloody tight fit and hard to get in and out. So this morning my plan is to nip to Cafe Ale. Being it's such a nice morning, it would be rude not to, and I've not been for 2 weeks. So that was a rather spectacular bacon and mushroom roll. Cob, call it what you will. Bacon and mushroom anyway. And of course, a Cafe Ale flat white. So they were courtesy of Rick, thank you very much, and Neil Levitt. Neil's down under, he's a long way away. Thanks for your support of the channel, and of course the Cafe Ale in these hard times for them. It's a very cold wind, it's getting up. So just riding down there, minding my own business, I bumped into Guy and Victor. You've seen him on the channel before. Hello mate.
Yeah.
How are you? What are you doing? What are you doing down there?
Grovelling about, looking at flowers,
Flowers.
proper manly stuff like.
So the first impressions on this Hambini bottom bracket, definitely very, very favourable. You know when you come up to a hill or to a rise and you first got to put in some real effort, so noticeably smoother in that situation, really noticeable. I think it's really surprised me at least, just how different it does actually feel. So I guess when you're under that load and you've got really good quality bearings and a good quality housing, it's going to be smooth. And so so far so good. But then again, I did say that on my last lot, I did say that on the last bearing too, but I think having met Hambini and with his reputation, yeah, I feel considerably more confident in the long-term solution. Going uphill again. I've often read about people talking about the stiffness in the bottom bracket when you're putting the power down, strength of the frame, etc. So according to the details of this bottom bracket, it's kind of 20% stiffer, and I think that also is part of that thing of when you're putting in effort, say going up a hill, more load on it, there's no flex, or much reduced flex. Certainly it definitely feels that way. Riding along, just cruising on the flat, you notice its smoothness, and actually one of the times when you really notice it, strange enough, is just when you back pedal. It kind of just spins round, and feeling how it feels now compared to before, there's definitely a difference there. which I didn't really clock before, that yeah, there was always a resistance, and that simply isn't there now, which is good. Expensive way to fix it, but fingers crossed, it's all good. Obviously, being a gravel bike, and as you know, I do ride a fair amount off-road, so it is going to get considerably dirtier and muckier and get washed and cleaned a lot more. So the bearings that Hambini fitted were fag bearings, fully sealed. So sometimes I think with fully sealed bearings they don't spin quite as freely, but it doesn't affect these. I know fag from scooter racing. I've used fag bearings before on the scooters, race scooters, and yeah, they're pretty good bearings, so I've got every confidence in those. As and when those bearings do wear out, they're easily replaced, leaving the aluminium shell intact. So as you'd expect, I will drop a link below to the Hambini channel if you don't already watch it or not familiar with Hambini. 100% it's not the cheapest solution, but I can't help feeling it's definitely got to be one of the best solutions. I shall of course keep you informed as time goes on. And actually, just to finish up on that bottom bracket subject, I had a conversation with someone a few days ago, and it did raise a very valid point, which was that yeah, it does seem expensive, but the bottom bracket is actually kind of the heart of the bike in a way, in that it's the bit that gets the most hammer. All your power, all the load is going through it. So if you've got even a mid-range bike, the Hambini bottom bracket solution from a cost point of view was, yeah, it's not the cheapest, but it's very good. But if it's 10% of the value of the complete bike, but it's where the biggest load goes, is that actually a bad thing in proportion? If you could change the engine in your car for 10% of its value, if it failed, you'd be well happy, wouldn't you? And it did make me think, well yeah, that's a valid point. So in other bike upgrade news, given that I've now got this super duper bottom bracket, I thought, as today actually, bizarrely, is exactly the 2nd anniversary of me buying the bike, I'm actually going to go through over the next couple of weeks and actually replace the rest of the bearings. So steering bearings, they're a little bit rumbly, they're okay, but they're not smooth. So I'm going to replace those, and I also have noticed that the rear wheel and rear free hub are not totally smooth. They don't need replacing, but I figure for what they cost, if I can have actually complete bearings all the way through on the 2nd anniversary, then yeah, it's almost like new bike time, isn't it? And I know that I'm all good to go with nothing coming up to replace. What I'm also going to do, I've ordered some super thick bar tape, ordered some prime bar tape from Wiggle. As you know, I've got a big off-road event coming up, the Dirty Reaver, so having some extra thick tape on the bars is going to be a good thing. I'm going to be doing a bit more off-road riding over the next few weeks, and also my wrist is still giving me grief, and I think I am going to have to relent and go see the doctor and see if there's anything amiss. So having some thicker bar tape will hopefully help relieve that issue too. So just coming back into town now. There's some temporary roadworks, temporary lights. They were a nightmare on the way out. looks like still causing a congestion now. So that's me about done now. 25 miles this morning. Beautiful day, but really cold wind. So that's my first impressions of a Hambini bottom bracket. I shall keep you informed of my experiences as we progress over the coming weeks and months. Thanks very much to Hambini for fitting me the bottom bracket. I have paid for it, it's not been donated, just in case anybody suspects any different. Thanks as always for watching. See you again in a few days' time. Bye for now.